Hello, my name is Hans Rosenfeldt and I'm the writer of Wolfzomer. Thank you so much for reading my book and for all the questions that you sent in to my publisher in Holland. I cannot answer all of them, but these are the ones that were most frequently asked. So here is a question from Chantal Hofmeister. How did you think of the idea of the wolf with the human remains in its stomach? Is it from the Red Riding Hood story? And do you plan everything beforehand, or did you think of this during the writing of the book? Well, to answer the first part of your question first, I don't really remember how I came up with the idea of the wolf with the human remains. I had this idea of the drug deal going wrong in Finland. I had this idea that I put all of this in Haparanda because of its closeness to Finland and then Russia. So I had this kind of idea, and then I just thought that, you know what, I don't really remember. It's not from Red Riding Hood, I remember that much. I think it was just, a cool way for me, instead of just finding a body and then trying to identify it and to find out where it came from and why. I think the wolf and the human remains in the stomach, I think that was just kind of a cooler thing to do. I also somewhere probably thought that this would be a good idea to kind of turn expectations, because a lot of people in Sweden still think that wolves are actually really, really dangerous and that they will attack a human if they get any opportunity to do so, which is not true. There hasn't been a person being killed by a wolf in Sweden for over 200 years. But you know, there is the people who wants the wolf in our forest. There are people who really doesn't want the wolf in our forest. So I think I kind of turned expectation there by saying, oh, this is a wolf that actually ate a human, and then you realize, no, it was just eating part of an already dead person. So yeah, all of these kind of merged together, but it's what I do. I do find, you know, different ways to find human remains. It's kind of my job. Second question, do I plan everything beforehand, or did I think of this during the writing? I do plan everything in the forehand. I am never, I would say, surprised, or my characters never surprises me when I write. I do chapter by chapter break down the whole story. I know where I'm going. I know which way my story is going to go to get there. So very, very little is thought up on the spot. I would say pretty much nothing, actually. I'm very well planned. So here is a question from Renate Versluys and Anita de Groot. The question is, do you prefer writing a book or a scenario for a movie or television series, and what is the difference? Well, I do prefer to write what I am writing currently. So if I'm writing a television series, I prefer that. If I'm writing a book, I prefer that. And I'm also often in the lucky circumstance where if I'm kind of bored with one, I can do another. So I like what I'm doing most of the time. And the biggest difference is that when you write a book, you have to write it all. You have to kind of build the whole house. While you're writing a television series or a script, that is just the blueprint, where other people is going to kind of build it up from. There are photographers, there's directors, actors, set designers, all of them helping you kind of bring that story to life. While in a book, it's only you. You have to write what people think, you have to write how people look, you have to write how places look, what they smell like, what they feel like. All of that is on you, while in television, you're a team. Story-wise, I work exactly the same. I break down the whole story before I start writing into chapters or scenes, and then I just write them in order, whether it's a book or a script. So work-wise, not so different.